One of the best experiences I can have is to see a movie that actually truly scares me. Because I am a huge fan of the horror genre, and I see a lot of horror movies, there are a lot of horror movies that I do like, but rarely do I see one that actually scares me. The Conjuring was one of my most anticipated movies of the summer because James Wan is someone who I believe can really scare me. Insidious was one of those movies, one of the only ones that truly did get under my skin. The imagery in that movie worked. James Wan, his techniques with that movie show that he actually knows horror and knows how to scare people. He knows that imagery can scare you much more than pointless jump scares, and he knows that when you use jump scares, you must use something that actually is something that should scare you rather than have a quick hallucination for like 1 second, because that's not what sticks in your mind. What sticks in your mind if you actually jump, and it's a good reason that you should jump, not just if it's a really loud noise or something. And The Conjuring has been very, very critically acclaimed for a long time, even more so than Insidious was. I was absolutely so pumped to see this movie. I can't stress enough how much The Conjuring met all of my expectations and how scary it is. I'll just get it out of the way right now. The Conjuring is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. It's up there probably in the top 5. Like I said, I don't see many movies that truly scare me. This is one of those movies that did truly frighten me so badly. I might be all over the place in this review, but I'll try to get all my thoughts out. First of all, this movie is about one of the Warren cases. The Warrens were a married couple who were 2 investigators who they investigated a lot of very, very famous cases, such as the Amityville Horror case. The Conjuring is about the Conjuring is about the Perron family. The Perron family was a family that actually claimed that their house was haunted, and this movie, of course, details that haunting and the Warrens' investigation in it. The Warrens are played by Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, and the Perron family, the mother and father, are played by Ron Livingston and Lily Taylor. Now, I already told you that this is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, but not only is this movie incredibly scary, it's an exceptionally well-made film. First of all is the acting. The actors that I just mentioned are absolutely great in their roles, and I'm not just saying, oh, they're great, they really fit their roles well. They're actually really, really good. Especially, I'd say Vera Farmiga, and both Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are absolutely wonderful in the roles as these investigators. They're very, very, very lovable protagonists, and you're really rooting for them in the fight against these demons and, ghosts and everything. They really help you, they really carry you through this movie, and you're with them 100% of the way. And what this movie does, better than most horror movies I've ever seen, it totally forgoes any horror movie cliches. The first thing that just really surprised me so much is that I was not annoyed by any of the kids in this movie. There are no annoying child cliches. If I can think of one thing that this movie does that a lot of other horror movies do also, is that the youngest of these children, kind of makes friends with the ghosts, and that's been done a lot in a lot of horror movies recently, where they kind of, this is my friend, and the parents are like, what friend? You mean your imaginary friend? And it turns out it's actually a ghost. It does that for a very small amount, but it's not annoying at all. And trust me, when I say that it ignores child cliches, the child actors in this movie are absolutely great. And all of these child characters are distinguished, and these actors do a great job at distinguishing their own child character. So it's not just like, oh, there's the parents and then there's the kids. No, I knew all these 5 children individually, and I recognized them as actual characters, as actual, human beings, and not just the annoying little kid. Another thing that I loved about this movie, it takes place in the 70s, so it has a total 70s look, and this 70s looks with the haircuts and the costume design and the art direction all really help this feel like an actual really great horror movie. 70s setting really helps mark it as a great horror movie classic. It separates it from other ghost movies, and even though, there are a lot of 70s horror movies, of course, movies that were made in the 70s that weren't very great. I don't know what it is about this 70s setting, but it makes it so much better than if it were to take place now. And James Wan, the guy's been talking about kind of wanting to break out of the genre. Please, I do not want him to, because he knows how to scare you. He knows things that other people don't know how to do. There have been several horror movies that pull things off that no other horror movie have, that people have been trying to emulate. James Wan emulates them so well and so great. He knows how to pull off exorcism scenes where, lately there have been so many movies about exorcisms and exorcists, and it's just corny and the same old shit. Okay, the demons yelling and stuff, whatever. James Wan knows how to make it absolutely crazy and absolutely scary. There's a really underrated movie called Session 9, which pulls off doing something that, not many people can do. It made a scene that takes place in broad daylight absolutely terrifying. One of the scariest scenes in this movie takes place during broad daylight. This guy knows how to do everything in the horror genre, and I don't want to see him leave and have to do a Fast and Furious movie. I really can't stress to you guys enough how much I absolutely loved The Conjuring. It's one of my favorite horror movies ever made. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. I think it's on the same level of scary as like something like Insidious or Sinister, but I'm rating it higher than those movies because I'm going to remember it better than Insidious or Sinister. It's definitely more destined to be a horror classic than those movies. I'm definitely going to remember it more. I'm going to want to rewatch it more and more and more, even till I don't get as scared. Just there are so many great things about this movie that other horror movies just haven't done, and horror movies that, you know, are classics because they did something great and unique. This movie does it too, and it does it just as great. I mean, it got me interested in these Warren cases. I'm going to spend nights upon nights of just researching this stuff. I'm probably gonna watch The Amityville Horror again tonight. Yeah, 9.5 out of 10, guys. One of my favorite movies of the year. Please go check it out. If you love to get scared, just see it today. Please don't fucking wait. There's no reason for you guys to wait so long to see movies. I see these movies every week, opening day. There's no reason you shouldn't go out and see The Conjuring. If you like scary movies, please just fucking see it tonight. I don't care what you have to do. Just see it soon. I am ranting because I hate you so much because you don't do this shit. I hope my point is clear. Anyway, last night I saw Only God Forgives, and I might get a review up for that. I'm probably gonna even review Grown Ups too. I usually don't like reviewing movies that I saw a week ago, but I do have some things to say about it. It's gonna be weird reviewing such a fucking awful movie after such an awesome movie. Please see The Conjuring and don't see Grown Ups 2. If you do, then you're just a total douchebag if you do. You know, I'm an emotional wreck right now, and every time I talk about it, I'm going to be an emotional wreck. So please see this movie. Point clear. Got it. Good.